A former male escort named Jonathan Audi recently revealed in a police video that he was basically locked up by Diddy and Cassie. Jonathan spilled some serious tea, claiming to have had multiple encounters with Diddy and Cassie, with tapes allegedly floating around.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued for the herpes and won. But Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure.
Diddy's been in hot water lately, and it's not just lawsuits knocking at his door. Young Miami has also been stirring up some spicy gossip, dropping names you wouldn't expect to find in Diddy's web, such as Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, it turns out he may have been more than a witness to Diddy's wild behaviors. First off, a producer from his album let loose some heavy accusations, sending shockwaves through the industry. Now the producer of his latest album, Off the Grid, is taking him to court for a jaw-dropping $30 million. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Diddy's latest album, spilled the tea in a recent lawsuit. He claims to have been Wright by Comp's side from September 2022 to September 2023, whipping up tunes for the rapper's Love album and spending weeks on Diddy's yacht. But here is the kicker: according to Lil Rod, he wasn't just mixing beats. Nope. He was allegedly front and center for a whole lot of more, including some seriously shady business. Picture this, a world where Diddy feels like he's pulling all the strings, with cash flowing like water and power moves galore. Lil Rod claims he got stiffed out over 50 grand for his hard work on the album, painting a picture of a music scene where messed up relationships are the norm. But that's not all. The lawsuit suggests Lil Rod's got the receipts claiming irrefutable evidence of everything from drug dealing to sketchy dealings with firearms. And it's not just Diddy in the firing line. Lil Rod's pointing fingers at the whole crew, from heavy hitters in the music game to Diddy's right-hand woman and even his own son Justin. But let's talk about Lil Rod's star-studded encounters while working on the award-winning Love album. Rubbing shoulders with Diddy's famous pals sounds glamorous, right? Wrong, especially when it comes to Cuba Gooding Jr. Lil Rod spills the tea, alleging Gooding Jr. got uncomfortably handsy, touching and groping in places no one wants to be touched. Lil Rod isn't holding back, even bringing Young Miami's cousin into the mix, claiming they were both kicking it at Diddy's Miami home. But Diddy's lawyer isn't having it. They are calling Lil Rod nothing but a liar, shamelessly pursuing a $30 million payday with fabricated stories. They believe Lil Rod's claims are pure fiction and they have the receipts to prove it. But Lil Rod isn't backing down, rather he's doubling down on the drama. And here is where it gets even more interesting. He throws Cuba Gooding Jr.'s name into the mix, shifting the focus away from himself and toward Diddy. The lawsuit describes uncomfortable encounters with Gooding Jr., including allegations of touching, groping and fondling in inappropriate locations. Lil Rod claims he had to physically push Gooding Jr. away to get him to stop, but that's not all. The lawsuit depicts Gooding Jr. as a fallen star, with a history of sexual assault lawsuits and recent guilty plea to assault. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s Hollywood journey isn't your typical fairy tale. Sure, he had his moments of glory, winning an Oscar and starring in TV hits and blockbusters, but then came the downfall. Allegations from multiple women hit the headlines, tarnishing his once shining career. Fast forward to June 2019 and he is in hot water again, caught up in a bar incident in New York City. Prosecutors reveal allegations from 14 women across the US dating back to 2011. Now he is facing misdemeanor charges for alleged groping incidents in Manhattan. But wait, there is more drama unfolding. The New York Supreme Court kicks off proceedings under the Adult Survivors Act, allowing people to bring civil claims for past misconduct. It's been a roller coaster ride for a gooding JR, with legal hurdles and controversies aplenty. He's managed to dodge jail time for incidents in 2018 and 2019, instead getting slapped with 6 months of counseling. Meanwhile, Diddy's got his own mess to deal with. Federal agents raid his Beverly Hills mansion in a scene straight out of an action movie. Homeland Security leads the charge, with helicopters buzzing overhead and SWAT teams combing through the property. And guess where Diddy is during all this? Chilling in Miami, according to insider sources. His phones were reportedly seized before he jetted off to the Bahamas.
He supplied to him with them hugging. It did look awfully zesty, huh? Yeah, I saw that particular interview or statement. That picture of Little Rod and Mr. Cuban Gooding hugging in the studio. If Cuban wasn't drunk that particular day, then yeah, man. But you know, guys from Hollywood is weird.
Now, here is where things get even more interesting. Cuba Gooding Jr. is spotted soaking up the sun in South Beach over Easter weekend amidst ongoing federal investigations. TMZ manages to snap a photo of him cruising around on a golf cart, looking relaxed as ever. His presence in Miami, especially considering his alleged connection to Diddy, raises eyebrows. But there is a twist. Despite being named as a co-defendant in a lawsuit with Diddy, Cuba hasn't been seen hanging out with him in Florida. And as for the allegations in the lawsuit, Cuba remains tight-lipped. As for Diddy, he is denying all allegations and making public appearances in Miami, despite the federal probe looming over him. The weird relationship between the two doesn't go unnoticed, with even Reggie Wright Jr. chiming in on the matter.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Now, even rappers like 50 Cent are calling him out for supposedly wild parties filled with young guys spilling all about their escapades. Even Usher hinted at being around these shindigs, talking about the lavish lifestyle without going into specifics. Usher's journey in the limelight began in the Big Apple, rubbing shoulders with none other than Puff Daddy himself. They were practically like brothers, wrestling over Frosted Flakes and all. Puff took Usher under his wing.
I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration.
Puff also played a big role in Usher's career, stepping in to save the day when things got rocky with his label. And let's not forget Usher's musical prowess, with 9 chart-topping hits on the Billboard Hot 100 and a Grammy-winning album under his belt. He is a force to be reckoned with. But he was still too young for what he saw back in the day. However, amidst all the success, rumors swirl about Diddy possibly passing on an STD to Usher during his teenage years. But let's set the record straight, there is no concrete evidence to support these claims. As for Usher, he's been entangled in his own legal battles, with accusations of transmitting herpes to several individuals, but he's denied these allegations, often opting to settle things out of court. A fan accused Usher of giving her an STD post-concert.
I'm speaking out today on behalf of myself and others, some of whom are positive and are embarrassed to speak out publicly. I am doing this so that he does not do this to anyone else.
Diddy's ex Gina Han, a former model who dated him, claims she went through some serious stuff. You've heard about Cassie suing Diddy, right? Well, turns out she is not the only one dealing with the fallout from being involved with him.
He like pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this, like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he like stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop?
She is dishing out even more shocking details, from Diddy allegedly offering her cash to terminate a pregnancy to another shocking abortion. And Miami isn't staying silent either. She's allegedly teaming up with 50 Cent for a documentary where they'll expose Diddy's alleged actions for the world to see. Cassie didn't hold back when she took Diddy to court in New York, unleashing a barrage of damaging allegations. She claimed Diddy touched her several times and described harrowing situations in which she felt pressured with other guys while Diddy watched, enduring severe beatings along the way. Diddy's lawyer fired back, accusing Cassie of pursuing Diddy's money, citing her demands for $30 million and threats to spill the beans in a tell-all book if she didn't get her way. Cassie's lawyers, however, insisted that she turned down Diddy's generous offer to keep quiet. As if that wasn't enough drama, Diddy drew the attention of the NYPD, landing him in trouble. While Cassie and Diddy's roller coaster romance may have ended in 2018, this lawsuit is bringing up some seriously dark memories, and she may even be working with the feds to bring Diddy down. However, Diddy is not the only one being exposed. These lawsuits are also bringing down everyone who has ever worked with him, and the list appears to be getting quite long. Is there anyone who didn't help Diddy with his messed up plans? One thing's for sure, they are all going down. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to check back for more jaw-dropping updates in our upcoming videos.